Hey, everybody. Welcome to White Glove Trucking. My name is EJ Anderson, the congressional auditor turned long haul truck blogger, also known as the happiest, kindest truck on the road. White Glove Trucking is my channel where I dedicate to helping you use trucking as a vehicle to live your best life. So for this video, I just wanted to give you guys some 2024 operational numbers for me, for my personal numbers, operating all year long. Now it's like everybody's saying this is like a truck recession. So this will be a good example of what, you know, one owner operator's numbers look like during this like recessionary period. All right, who is this for? So it could be for people that are curious. You're curious about trucking, coming into trucking at this time during this recessionary period. Um, for example, for owner operators, this is one area where I feel like it's just shrouded in mystery. There is not enough owner operators that provide this kind of information to help people so that people can see what they're doing. I mean, I would love it if someone saw this and said, hey, man, I think I could tell you how you can make more revenue, or I could tell you how you could cut your costs. Just an example, one example for owner operators. Now, I do think I try to run smartly. So um, I'm not going to say this could be like a benchmark, but um, I do try to run smart, and hopefully this will provide a good example to people. And the last thing is just people that are curious about the way I drive. So I drive kind of differently. I call it the tire way, trucking independently, retire early. Um, and it's all about a couple of different elements. So one, I have a drive van, right? And the reason I have a drive van is because it's the least maintenance, I feel like, in terms of trucking. It allows me to have the most adventure out there, at least babysitting, right? I run the spot market. And the reason I run the spot market is because even though you may get less revenue or less money per mile running the spot market, I run the spot market because of the freedom. So it's just the convenience and the freedom. I can grab a load, I can look, I grab a load, I do it. If I want to do another load, I can. If I don't have to. So I do it for the convenience at a sacrifice of a little bit of that revenue. And then the last thing is I call it my joyful mile marker. I like to drive just up into that point where driving feels great. It's joyful. Every mile is joyful. Um, the point where you stop, where you still could be driving more, but you stop and you look forward to it the next day. So that's kind of like, I like to be like a very joyful trucker. All right. One other big thing that I do is I drive 55 miles an hour, 54 to 55, depending. And this helps me save a lot on fuel costs, and it lets me drive in a very, very peaceful, enjoyable way. So just kind of little different things that I do trucking. That's why I think people might want to see the numbers based on the type of driving that I do. Okay, so we get into it. All right, so first miles driven. Actually, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to tell you guys. Um, I'm going to come back to this slide for a second. Let's do this one first. So I have a truck. My truck is a 2024 International LT, and I have the Cummins engine, the X15 efficiency, 450 horsepower. Um, so that's my truck. Now, this is the first year of me, basically the first full year. I bought this truck in 2023, in like July 2023. So this is the first full year of me having a relatively new truck. So I really wanted to see what these numbers look like. Okay, so the mileage, 62,600 to 177,688, right? Those are the miles for that year for 2024, a total of 115,000 miles, basically. Okay. All right. Revenue, $200,393. My goal for the year was 200,000, and I kind of cheated a little bit to get this, you guys. I so my last load, it started on December 30th, I think. And then normally I attribute the loads for the day they deliver, not the day I pick it up. Like I'll take the revenue like for the accounting wise, right? But in order to make this 200,000 that I really wanted to make, I took that load that I delivered from December 30th to January 2nd or 3rd, I believe, and I just added the revenue to 2024. So to give me the goal that I wanted to reach. So I cheated a little bit, but it was close. All right, so net income from that 200,000 was after fixed and variable expenses is 117, 199, which is 56.4%. Okay. Now, but before you get too excited, oh, you're just chucking numbers, you gotta take out a lot of things from that still. So for me personally, food and travel expenses, I spend about 24.45 a month, which was 29,344 a year. So I took that away from the 177, 199. So net income after food and travel was 87,855. Okay, so you think, okay, it's pretty good, recessionary year. That's the money I basically put in the bank account, right? But I don't want to stop there. There's still something else we got to do. So I always count my new truck investment into um, my profit, right? So $4,000 a month. I try to buy a new truck. Well, my goal is to buy a new truck every 4 years. So I take out that $4,000 um, a month, and so that from that 87,855, and that leaves me with 39,855. All right. So it's still respectable in a recessionary environment, I guess. Um, yeah. And so then taxes. Just want to kind of show you guys, give you guys an idea of what taxes look like for me, and you can use this to compare. Maybe you can do better, you can do worse, or you're doing worse. Federal taxes, I paid 363. Virginia taxes, I paid 117. But then in Virginia, I also have this really expensive personal property tax, man, for my truck and trailer, and that was what did this end up being total? For 48, 49, 10. I think if I can do the math that quickly. Anyway, somewhere around 4,900. Um, all right, and that's it. I feel like I left some stuff out, but all right, guys, that's it. I want to do a quick overview of my numbers for 2024 driving one owner operator, just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like. I hope that's helpful to some people. Um, and if you have comments about how I can increase that revenue or minimize those costs, hey, feel free to let me know. All right. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hope it was informative. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you on the next one.